making the most of your opportunity this year, getting out there and punting and having a lot of success flipping the field. I mean, how do you kind of describe this opportunity you've been able to get playing football in the SEC and having the success you're having so far?
Well, for one, I really feel like it's a blessing, from the man above. Without him, I don't think it would be possible. And then two, just with my coaches trusting me, putting their trust in me all throughout camp and then up to this moment, all throughout the season, I think it's really showing that they trust me and for me to go out there and execute whatever call we do. But I really feel like it's a great opportunity, so I enjoy the most of it.
Obviously, it's not easy being in your position and being a college football player, but how different is your schedule now with your attention on one sport?
My schedule is really wide open, I would say, with playing baseball and football. It was really, really busy, but I'm busy. I like to stay busy, so if I'm not busy, I feel like I'm doing something wrong, but sometimes I take a step back and kind of realize sometimes you gotta have, some days off. But I feel like my schedule is more flexible now, which I do enjoy for the most part, with balancing schoolwork, and then life outside of football, my family, my friends, and then coming to the football facility.
Sam?
Yeah, on that, it's been about maybe 6-7 months since you made that decision to commit to football full time. How do you just feel like that's been paying off for you so far?
I feel like it's been a great decision. Me and my family sat down, we talked about it for a while, prayed about it, and looking back at it, I think it's been a great decision with this opportunity that has been given to me. To go out there and be able to punt, flip the field. So I really enjoyed it.
Colin?
What has it meant to you as a Starkville kid, having that opportunity to represent two Mississippi State teams?
It means a lot. It means a lot with me living here, of course, growing up here all my life, kind of seeing, everything ground up with who's all been here, all the punters that have played here, not just only punters, but, players like Dak, Nick Fitzgerald, Tyler Russell, just growing up, hearing those names, and for me to be in this position now, it's always been my dream as a kid.
Sam?
The other punter, Nathan Tice, has had a pretty unique path here to Mississippi State and college football. What do you just think about how he's adjusted and brought to, being a punter here in the SEC?
I feel like he's adjusted well. He's really adjusted well. He's really mature. He's stepped into the role, helping me out. Keeping teams off balance. I really feel like is a really good key that me and him both share. We're both unique in our own ways, and I feel like he's handled the transition really well.
Yeah.
First couple of games, your kicking and Nathan, it was okay, but not great. But what clicked for you all of a sudden about 2 or 3 games of the season? Now you're averaging over 50 yards a punt, sometimes better.
Just going out there and trusting my process, my work ethic, my preparation all throughout the week. When it starts on every Sunday, I just reset after every game, come back in, watch a little film, and then just reset, focus on the details, and try to build muscle memory all throughout the week. So when Saturday, it's all natural.
Anything else? Sam?
What'd you think of Blake Shapen's punt on Saturday?
Threw me off. It did throw me off, but it threw me off in a good way. We've been practicing that. He's been practicing that every Friday for about the past however many weeks we've been playing. It goes by really fast, but I remember him practicing it last year. So it's always been something I've seen. So it didn't catch me off guard. It just how many times does that happen? But it's really cool to see him just punt the ball and get the role he wanted and put the defense in a great spot.
And how much, if at all, are you still keeping in touch with some of the guys who's on the baseball team that returned? And what have you maybe seen or heard or gotten to know about Brian O'Connor?
I've kept in contact with all the baseball guys that stayed. The guys like Noah, Reed, Garrett Fry, Gatlin. Those are just a handful of guys that came in last year that I built a great relationship with, and then that carried on to this year. And a lot of the new guys I've met and talked to outside of the football facility, whether it's going to class, eating dinner, stop by and talk to them all the time, and ask them how it's going. And then O'Connor, he's a great guy. He's about business. I'm sure all y'all heard, but they're heading in the right direction.
That being said, Ethan, I know you made your decision. You're all football now, but is there a little bit of maybe a door that might be open later for baseball?
There might be. I keep all my options open. All my eggs are never going to be in one basket. So whatever opportunity is next, then sit down and think about it, and we'll go from there.
Anything else? I Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ethan.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Susie.